Well, good afternoon again, everybody. Welcome to Allen Family Firewood. Glad to have you along.
Today we're going to talk about a few upgrades and modifications that we've done this week around the Woodyard. And it's afternoon because...
Yeah. Well, we've been inside building pallets.
Again.
Yeah.
But different this time.
I don't know if the pallets are an upgrade or a modification, but...
We're hoping.
It's kind of the first part of it. There's two other things that I think we can call them upgrades and modifications.
Yep.
I don't know if you guys noticed from the last video, because it was in fast motion, but I had to keep running around the backside of the splitter like 6 times that day because the muffler kept blowing off.
And it was loud.
It's nothing against Jerry at Bigelow Woodcraft, but it's been jerry rigged together for quite a while, and as it's still jerry rigged together, so.
But quieter this time.
Sorry, Jerry. So I think we got the muffler fixed.
Hopefully.
Chris, that's worked on the splitter before, set me up with a different muffler, some flex pipe, and we'll talk about that when we go over.
Oh, you just have to see it. There's no describing it. You'll have to see it.
Yeah, it's unique.
Let's go show him the muffler.
You want to do that first?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Don't laugh too hard, you guys. A mechanic I am not, so, or even an engineer. This is the muffler that I had, and this end here was slid over this cast iron pipe and clamped on. But the pipe didn't really fit real well, so it really wouldn't go on. But it was kind of working for the most part. So we ditched that, sort of. And my buddy Chris got me this muffler, flex pipe here. I went and bought some clamps, reclamped it right onto here. So now it runs in to this muffler. I went and actually bought another piece of this flex pipe to come out so that we could point it, at least the exhaust, away from the machine. And I said, well, heck, we got the other muffler. We might as well have it a double system, right? So it's extra quiet. So I just got it slid onto there, and it really is. It's quieted down a lot. I think the loudest thing is this hydraulic pump on the whole engine. So it's a plus. I mean, this is what came with it. This was just threaded on, but as you can see, all that rotted off, and I think that came off back in the when we were doing Hardworking Man Heath and Rachel's that 3rd chord splitter challenge. It blew off right in the middle of the challenge, so it's still been laying around here. I had it mushed on with some rope, and not rope but wire, and I think this is going to be a better setup for now, but once I think the ice and the snow and the ground dries up, we're going to have to do something. I'm going to have to get this somehow hooked up on to the splitter or build a stand to put it on, because that's just going to catch the ground on fire with all the sawdust and chaff that's around here, and we don't need that. So yeah, I think that's an upgrade. That falls into the upgrade category. Yeah. All right, so we got one more thing we want to show you guys, and we'll go do that first too. All right, upgrade number 3, and this is a definite upgrade and more of a safety thing, I guess. You guys have seen the rock bucket before. This is the side that comes in, hooks to the tractor, and the problem, and I know you've seen it in the videos, is when I was going in and scooping up the rounds, some of them rounds are that big, couple 100 pounds. They were coming over the top side here and coming back and hitting the tractor. Not so much the hood or anything, but the hydraulic lines. And boy, that's going to be an expensive fix if one of those was to break off. So, and it's just a matter of time before it would have broken one off. I mean, it's going to happen. So my buddy Mike, he was down here, and he's welded on that piece of junk conveyor numerous times. He also works up at McCann Fabrication that makes all of our steak pockets.
Yep.
And they let him do a little moonlighting on the weekends. So he said, why don't you let me come up with something that's going to work for you? And this is what he come up with. I mean, that's all 1/4 inch by, I don't know how wide that is, probably 3 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Got 1 inch, looks like 1 inch pipe going down through, and he got everything welded. I mean, I dropped this off at 5 o'clock in the evening, and it was done that night. He sent me a text that night at 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
I stopped the next morning and picked it up. It wasn't painted or anything because he doesn't paint, but we brought it back in the shop and sanded her up and got a couple rattle cans of Rust-Oleum and sprayed her out nice and fancy.
She looks all pretty.
Yeah. So I think that's going to work good.
Yeah, he also put the brackets on the sides so the logs aren't rolling off the edges. And
that was a problem because when I pick them up, a lot of the rounds were just falling off the sides.
Yeah, you'd lose 4 or 5 off the edge.
So hopefully this is going to work. We haven't tried this yet either. So we're going to today, though.
Yes, we are.
We're going to do everything today. We're going to test out the new pallets, the 6 foot wide pallets that are only going to be 4 feet tall. We'll put some more rounds in the trailer.
Hopefully the muffler won't blow off the splitter because we haven't used it yet since we put the muffler on. So
I got a lot of time in
we'll see.
putting that thing together. Stupid thing.
A lot of bad words, I bet.
There was. Not YouTube friendly words. But,
well, you gonna try this out?
we can do that, I guess. I mean, I didn't really want to drive around. All that warm weather you guys have been getting down south. I don't know why you did it, but you sent it up here to us. And
thank you.
It's February. It's not supposed to be warm out.
It's nice.
It's supposed to get like 50 degrees tomorrow.
It's getting a little wet and sloppy around here, so.
Look at that, just muck.
Yeah.
Muck and mud, so there's not going to be a lot of driving around.
My kind of working weather.
Yeah, well.
Oh, well.
You better, that rake's not just going to be for pulling down the firewood. You can get out and rake out the yard too.
Maybe you can just drive over to the corral and pick up a scoop, see how much you can get in it. I know it's going to be better.
It's shaded over there, so yeah, I mean, it still looks kind of frozen. There's water on the ground, but the frost is still in the ground. I think maybe we'll be all right.
Yeah.
Maybe not by tomorrow, though. It's going to be a mess out here.
We'll see. Today's today.
Yep. So let's hook this up. We'll go get this rigged up, and we'll put some wood in the trailer, and then we can actually do some splitting.
Really? Do some work, finally.
It's been all week, you guys.
Well, do the work that we've intended to do.
It has. It's been all week since we've split, because what a lot of you don't realize, before we split, we have to have pallets to put the wood on, which entails going up, getting the right size logs, sawing out the lumber. There's a couple days.
Yeah.
Put the lumber in the building to melt out because it's covered in frozen ice and sawdust. Cut it all into pieces and parts. There's another day, a long day.
Long day, yeah.
And then another long day to build, what, 20 pallets? You and I can put 20 pallets together in a decent way. So.
We haven't built 20 of the new pallets, but what did we make?
4, 5, 7? I think we did 7 between last night and this morning. So.
And the sideboards for those.
But the parts are all cut, so
yeah.
I can keep working evenings doing those. Yeah. But it's a process just to split wood. I mean, because I'm not going to throw it on the ground. It's just not going to happen. Got to have pallets.
Yeah. Takes time.
Yeah.
So now we can finally get back to it.
Yes, we can. And we're going to get after it right now. Well, I think that worked out pretty good. Got a couple scratches in the paint already, but hey, I'm not a professional painter either, so I can put so much more wood in this now, you guys, and no chance of that coming back and hitting. You probably can't see it, but these pistons come down and there's a hose and a fitting on each side. Those rounds before were coming out and hitting those, so we had to do something, or that would have been a really expensive fix. So this was the answer. Normally I would have had my buddy Dana over at Small Firewood do it, but I don't know. I think he's just been sitting on the couch eating blueberry cake and fudge that my mother dropped him off, and I can't get him motivated to build anything. So that's why we brought it up to my buddy Mike. But it's doing the job. Whether or not it holds up to me, Dana's really the only one who knows how to build anything that holds up to me. So we'll see. It's just going to take a little bit of time to work it in and see how it holds up. But we ought to get on to splitting next, I think.
All right, well, before we get splitting, before Phil starts splitting, because he was running towards that splitter, I'm like, we've got a pile of maple on the ground that needs to be stacked on our new pallets. So you need some stacking practice, because I'm going to be cutting and you need to be stacking a little more, I think. So
I don't think I need stacking practice.
well, you're going to get it whether you want it or not.
Yes.
We got to try out the new pallet, so
yeah.
What better way, right? And we get a pile off the ground at the same time.
I think I just got demoted, you guys.
It all has to get done.
It does.
So put the camera down and let's get stacking.
I guess. All right. Yeah.
Okay, do you remember how to do this?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess. I'm sure I'll figure it out. It'll all come back to me.
Yeah, builds character.
Yeah, it builds something all right. I don't know if it's character, though.
Well, this pile is going to go, so.
It does.
Goes quicker with two people.
It does. I was trying to help the other day and sorting the wood for you so that you didn't have to do it in the trailer.
Yeah, and this is what we ended up with.
Yeah, a mess on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh.
So hopefully these pallets are going to do the job that we've wanted them to be doing.
Yeah, that's...
And not be quite as tippy as the tall ones.
They shouldn't be. We're only going 4 foot tall, like all our other pallets were 4 foot tall before, so, and that worked. And we're going to have a lot bigger air gap now. I think that'll make it dry a lot quicker.
That's the plan anyway.
It is, and eventually we'll have this figured out. You'd think after all these years of splitting wood, I'd have something figured out, but...
Well, trial and error, you know?
And you see something on, the way somebody else is doing something on YouTube and like, hey, that looks like that works. I gotta try leaving an airspace. And the whole 2-row design, you guys, we kind of got the idea from Jim and Gina up in Canada. I think they only do quarter. I think it's quarter of a cord or a third of a cord pallets. But they do the 2 rows and it's got a nice air gap in the middle. And we got to have something that's going to be able to dry the wood, especially the pine. Not so much the hardwood, but the pine has to get dried.
Yeah.
And we need pine for this spring to put out. We've only probably got a cord of nice dry stuff, and that's not going to get us very far. So
no,
we might have to resort to putting some plastic over the pallets, mini greenhouse. I'm not sure, but we'll have to figure out a way to dry them a little quicker, because the whole kiln thing was a dud. That did not work.
That's got to be completely refigured.
Yeah, that's a shipping container and a wood boiler. But we gotta sell some more firewood before we spend that kind of money. We'll be like everybody else and dry it outside.
Yeah.
It's worked for millions.
It works.
It's worked
eventually.
for millions of years, so why wouldn't it keep working, right? Certainly a lot more cost effective.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, is you gotta make a buck while you're doing this. Oh, I don't think they want to watch
A lot
us.
of grunting and groaning over there.
It is, this whole bending over stuff. I like
I
splitting
know, it
wood.
really
This
is for the birds.
stacking thing,
Yeah, they've seen enough of us stack.
yeah,
The true test is going to be picking these pallets up when
right.
they're full.
That's really the most important part, whether or not the tractor handles it tippiness wise, and
Yeah.
whether or not the piles tip together. I don't think they're going to. I think this is going to be just fine.
Let's hope.
Yeah, there's not a full pallet here on the ground, but
No,
maybe
but
by the end of the day,
you get to splitting.
because I saw a lot of maple go in that trailer. I was trying to just get oak, but
Between this one and the one at the trailer, we'll get a full one so we can move it and test it
oh
out.
yeah, one way or another.
See if it works.
Yep. All right, we'll be right back at you in just a second. Okay, conveyor fired up on the second try, so that's a good thing. Now we get to test out my fancy dancy handiwork here on the muffler. Hopefully, things are going to hold together. Things start nice and easy when it's warm out. I'm impressed because I can actually talk while that's at an idle. That's not so bad. That changed it a whole lot. It's lovely. Oh wow, that's a lot better. It's still loud, I want my ears, but it's certainly a lot better than what it was.
Well, we got that pile of maple all stacked. That's a plus. And Phil's got my pallet up on 4x4s here, so it makes it a little bit higher. That might be another upgrade. We'll see how that works. Oh, and look, he left my saw here for me. Soon enough, that'll be in my hands.
winner chicken dinner right here, guys. This is all the years of building pallets. I can't believe I've never built a 6 foot wide with 2 rows with a nice air gap down the middle.
Sweet.
The tractor handled it good.
Yep, wasn't tippy.
No. Nope, the tractor brought it right over, no problem. Well, what'd the stacking machine think of it?
It worked good. I mean, 2 rows and the way you've got it elevated a little bit helps, I think, stacking wise.
All up on that blocks they built here there?
Yeah, but no, it was fine. It was better because it wasn't quite so high.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, worked good.
Winner right there. And the rock bucket.
Thank goodness though, because you were out of ideas if that didn't work.
Yeah, if this didn't work for pallet, I was out of ideas. But the rock bucket was a win too. I mean, none of the pieces came back on me.
No.
And I know I got at least double what I was fitting in there before.
Yeah.
So that's half the trips to fill the trailer.
Yep.
And a lot of times I was getting probably 2/3 more. So yeah.
That's a win.
That is, and the muffler never fell off on the wood splitter today.
No, it's still
It's
all
been quiet.
all laying there.
I don't think I've ever heard it that quiet.
It really, no.
But I did look around the backside and all the ice had melted and the water was boiling. There was water underneath and it was all boiling. So
Yeah, not ideal. We've got to do something there, but
yeah,
at least it's quiet.
We put a grill on top and we can have lunch.
Here we go.
Well, just pipe the exhaust away. There's enough heat coming off that.
Yeah, that's a plan.
Yeah.
That's a plan.
Always thinking.
Yep. Well, we ran out of maple, so we didn't quite get that other pallet stacked, but almost. So almost a cord stacked
Well,
in less than half a day.
I just reloaded the dump trailer too with that rock bucket because I wanted to play with it some more. So
Yeah.
the trailer's all full again, and I think I'm going to go back and do some more splitting.
Yeah, we're going to do that all day tomorrow.
Yeah.
Because we have to catch up.
We do. A week of building pallets, sawing lumber to build pallets.
All the things.
But now we know. Now this is going into production right here.
Yep, works good.
6 foot wide, 4 feet tall, 2 rows.
We'll just have
It's the answer.
to deal with the dozen other ones that we have that are too tall and tippy.
We'll use those for something. We can put pine on them.
Yeah.
Because the pine doesn't have to go up top.
Right.
So
Right.
if they're a little tippy, I'm only driving around down here.
Yeah.
Or we only put the bundle grade on it.
Yeah.
And we don't fill it up as full. Because that's
figure it
not
out.
going to get dumped in a trailer or anything. So
We'll figure it out.
the true test will be dumping this into a trailer.
Yeah, that's another aspect that we haven't tried, so.
But it's got to dry out a lot because I don't know about you guys, but a half cord of oak,
It's heavy.
it's very heavy. It's all that tractor wants to lift. I can only get it about that high off the ground. So it's enough to get it up there, let it dry down, and I know by this fall
Yeah.
it'll be plenty dry, and then I can just pick that thing 12 feet in the air and dump it in the trailer. But
Yeah.
it's 6 foot wide, the trailer's 14 feet long. It's still going to work good
Yeah.
with tipping 2 pallets on each end to hold 2 cords. So yeah,
It will. Sweet.
nice. Maybe after dark I'll go build some more.
Love it when a plan comes together.
There it is. It's been a lot of years making pallets for this, and finally, it's here.
Well,
All right.
we're running out of daylight again because
Yeah, we are.
had a short day out here today. But
I'm just going to turn the light on and keep splitting, but they've seen enough splitting that's all we do
know.
is split, you guys. So
it is what it is.
yeah. Maybe you can take a clip of me splitting some more. I don't know. They don't really probably want to see it.
No, I'm done with you.
but Maybe we'll surprise them.
I'm done with you. Calling it a day.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate you guys watching, and we will catch you on the next one.
For sure.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.